Doing a quick little live tonight. It's Thursday night. Went to the range today. Tested out some 357 Magnum loads that I had put up using. Had a few using these cast round nose flat point lead bullets. Um, it turned out these turned out really well. They did a really good job in my Pieta single action army, and also in the Ruger SP 101 and the Rossi uh, lever gun. That lever gun, I tell you what, about 40 yards out, uh, popped a full gallon jug full of water, and it literally it decimated that thing. It was nice. I'll be doing some edits and getting that posted here shortly, next day or so. So hope you look forward to seeing that. And you know, anyway, what we're doing tonight, these lead ones that I had fired today, I starting to decap them, going to reload them, and run them up just a little bit hotter than the last recipe. Last recipe was it was on the low side of medium, and based on all the data that I had, and I could tell that I can run it up a little bit hotter and still enjoy shooting them in the pistol. And the rifle. That rifle, there's very little recoil to it. Uh, but anyway, I had also ran off some Barry's double-ended wad cutter, brass, uh, full brass coated, or not brass, copper coated, and those didn't work very well. They wouldn't seat properly because of the shape. These guys, they're kind of round, and the way that they go into the cylinder, the cylinder tapers down, and it needs that space. So I had them set a little bit too proud, because the double-ended wad cutter. If you don't know what a wad cutter is, basically it's a flat end like that. You could actually almost do wad cutter off to just flipping these guys upside down. But the berries that I've got, they're actually called a double-ended wad cutter. Both ends are flat, and so it doesn't go into the chamber quite right. So I had to set those down a little bit shorter. I brought them home, reset the depth, and got them crimped up so they fit well in those cylinders now. So we're going to be trying those out tomorrow. But I wanted to kind of warm these guys up a little bit, and already got the decapping die in the press, and of course using my good old RCBS Rock Chucker Supreme, and I've got my collection system in here. Got my bottle and my diverter that I made. Got my ram block in here so that the primers don't try to skip out this side. And yeah, well, I only got 10 of them here to do, and I've already done 3. So let's go ahead and get after these guys and get them deprimed and full length resized. Looks like we've got a bunch of got a few viewers coming in. Ava, what do you do for a living? I'm actually retired. I spent 40 years as a systems analyst and programmer, and worked for a major international pharmaceutical company, and did data analytics for inventory, ran inventory, worked with the logistics group, worked with the finance group, worked with the security folks, working with deviations, and that one does not want to deprime. Oh, it's got a bad primer in it. That pin popped up. And when that happens, it means that our primer is stuck. So we're just got to tap that guy back down. And we're going to give him another effort. No, he's not going to deprime. He is a junk case. That's interesting. That must be one that I picked up off the ground that was had a lot of crud in it. Yeah, we're not even going to mess with him. What I do with these, yeah, I am. Thanks for coming in and chatting a little bit while you're in here. Yeah, I do a lot of different things on this channel. Main thing being shooting and reloading, and my 3D printing passion. I actually print these. This is a reloading tray, and pull the rest of this tray out. It's actually an entire reloading system that I designed and print. And this part has a space for the primer flip tray. Goes in here. Tilt that camera and dip underneath with the primer flip tray in it. Got a place a caliber block and case checker, chamfer and deburr tool, primer pocket tool. Got my powder pan, spare powder pan. Some cards. I got a place back here for my caliper to sit in, and some place for some pens and pencils, spare glasses. Got my spot here for my my load card. Anytime I'm working a load, I put my card in there so that I can see that's exactly what I'm doing. This is what I'm making. This is what I'm using. And while we do that, I take the card at the end of the whole thing. I take that card and put it in the I put it into the ammo box when I'm finished, so that I know, especially when I'm doing test loads like this, I know exactly what is in the box and what I've got loaded up. So I'm going to grab another piece of brass because I wanted to have 10 of these set up this way. Grab another piece of brass here. And this one I've already decapped. He's already ready to go. So next thing we need to do is clean the primer pockets. Got a little tool here for that. Oh, thanks. I appreciate the sub. And if you like the content, if you go back and watch some of my other videos, if you actually they're 357 Magnum, and loading them up with round nose, flat point cast lead. And Ava, if you find something that you're enjoying, make sure and share with your friends. Here lately, I haven't been doing as many recorded videos. I've been doing a lot more lives, and some of them are long, some of them are short. I try to get involved with the folks. Is that Mischievous Outdoors? Hey, I was just checking out some of your videos on your channel, like earlier today, I think, actually. Hope you sub and make sure and hit that notification bell, and then when I upload something or go live, you'll get that notification. Scoot you guys over a little bit so you can see maybe a little bit better. Thanks. Appreciate the sub. Cool. And I reload a lot of different calibers. Started out with 12 gauge 2 or 3 years ago, and then started loading 12 gauge full brass shells. And I don't know if you're familiar with Dave Canterbury here on YouTube. He does a lot of really, really good stuff. Some of his older videos I like them better, but I actually found out from him how to take the less expensive full brass shells that particular manufacturer makes some rifle primers instead of the regular 209 shot shell primer, and learned how to convert them. And actually got a couple of videos out there from my early days. It's just only been a couple of years, but I put a couple of videos out there on how to flip those. Yeah, his older stuff, I think, when he was kind of getting started with YouTube and just basically sharing the outdoor stuff, less advertising, less product development of his own stuff and all that and I don't fault him for it. I mean, hey, if you can make money off of this, let's do it. But to me, I'm all about sharing my hobbies and my passions. Not really trying to ever monetize or make anything off of it. Tap that back down. Bad primer. That's what I like about the Lee these Lee dies. you almost cannot break. I've been using this set of dies for a couple of years and never even came close to breaking a pin. Oh, cool, awesome! I'm glad it worked out for you. I mean, it really does. It really does work. And uh, I've been using those same shells from a couple of years ago. Uh, I've reloaded them probably 15 or 20 times. I've got I think 75, maybe 100 of them. Um, and I've got them loaded up with everything from 6.5 or 7.5 shot and BB steel BB shot, copper plated, good old Crossman BBs that you can get, like $5 for 6,000 of them, and got them loaded up with black powder, uh, and they're as good now as they were when I first did them. McSheed. Every time I look at your name, I think Mischievous Outdoors. There you go, number 4 birdshot. Yeah, buddy. Mine in a 12 gauge with I think my single shot is 24 inch, 26 inch, 24 or 26 inch barrel, single shot, and out at uh, out at about 45 yards with the steel BB shot. I can vaporize a milk jug. I absolutely love that thing. And let's get our primer catcher out of there. I don't know if you've seen this. McSneevy. All right, McSneevy Outdoor. I like that. Is that I don't want to I don't want to offend you, but is that like Scotch or Irish maybe? Maybe Irish. I should go squirrel hunting. There you go, squirrel, rabbit. Um, I've been tinkering with 410 loads. I don't know if you've seen those videos that I got out there. Uh, 444 Marlin brass, and with number I think it's 6.5 shot, and on top of black powder, and there I'm running it out of a 18.5 inch barrel single shot, and it's only good for about maybe 15 yards. But I'll tell you, at 15 yards, you could probably take a turkey with it. It's just out of a 410 with a little lightweight shot in it. This is the thing that hangs on the RCBS to catch the primers instead of dumping them all over the floor. So then I use the RCBS Ram Prime to set my primers. And all you do is take your shell holder, move it up to the top of the die, and get the ram pocket, slip it in there. Let's see. It basically goes where this goes in the top of the ram where your shell holder normally would. And then I'm going to get the right peg. We're using small pistol primer. Set that right in there. And I guess I probably ought to move you a little bit closer here, so you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. I got some really strong needle magnets to keep my stuff from falling off of there. But I got my primer flip tray. Yeah, my name is Steve, and the channel used to be Stevie McShneevy. I like it. I like it. McShneevy Outdoors. Man, I am so glad. I got a from. About curiosity. Yeah. I like to find out where folks are from that come to the channel. Texas. All right. Well, I'm in Illinois, or as I tend to refer to it, ill-annoyed, because I am sick and tired and aggravated with our governor. I got a lot of friends down in Texas. Yeah, I just messed that one up. Got that. And talking here, and I ended up getting that primer heated properly. So we're going to have to get our decapping die back. Being retired, you know, I've thought for a long time. I got a lot of friends down in Texas, and one in particular, the fellow that I used to work with. And let's go ahead and run that down. Do it right. Don't do shortcuts. Anyway, got a friend that lives down there that I used to work with, and he worked for Ocean Spray down there for a few years after when he left the St. Louis area, and he's got a nice place down there in Northeast Texas. And I've been thinking about checking into trying to relocate down there and get down there with him and his wife. Don't know if I'll ever get around to doing it, but southeast. Oh, you down there over toward it's over toward Louisiana, or yeah, I mean, no, my signal. I've been noticing it trying to bounce in and out. I think I've just my internet's kind of wonky tonight. Okay, so we can put our cup back in. Get that lined up. Get that dude in there. Turn it the right way this time. One of the things that I love about this press is the weight of the actuator handle. When it comes to seating your primers, just a little push. It gets your primer seated just a little bit below flush. I don't know if you can see all of this back here around behind, and I'll give you a quick little look around back here. I'll flip that camera. Those are about 6'4". I'm 6'1", and of course that means that those vent pipes over there, I walk hunched over a lot. And then over there we've got a couple of cabinets, storage. I do old school spoon rings and bracelets, wind chimes, that kind of stuff. And got over here my right now it's kind of occupied with a whole bunch of just different brass, but my build bench. If you know, you know. And we'll flip back here. So yeah, I got my primer up there. We'll go ahead and pop primers into these guys. And I check every one of these that I do. You know, a lot of guys use they like their turret presses and their progressives. I've got a couple of turret presses. I for whatever reason, right, wrong, or indifferent, I stay with my single stage. Started off with a Lee classic cast. You know, everybody says, "Oh, Lee's so lightweight. It's no, you know, Lee's no good. They're lightweight. They're a little. Don't pay attention to is what they're looking at. You know, just this way it doesn't have this over here. It's rather than the O format. And I need to try to get that out of there. Had another one trying to flip over on me. But and the Lee Challenger, they are cast aluminum. The Lee Classic cast is cast iron, just like the RCBS Rock Chucker. You know, I've got like I said, I started off with that classic cast, fell in love with it. Couldn't justify the price of an RCBS, and then I ran across a really good deal on a Challenger, and got it, kind of rehabbed it, cleaned it up, and got it working. I built what I call a saddle bin system for both of those. That base tray here and trays on sides and tray across the back, just with room for your to come up through, and to keep your tools, small parts, stuff like that. I've got one for this, but I actually dismantled it a little earlier because I wanted to move my powder measure. You know, I did have it mounted back here, and it was just too awkward, so I decided I'd just have it on the stand to be able to move it around, and which means I had to redo my my press, my saddle system. But yeah, you know, that's where the 3D printed thing comes into play. You can see over there, those are all my die storage, and I print my own drawers with Here's one of my drawers, like is over there for all my dies and everything. This is the one for all of my universal decapping. I use that for the 444 Marlin, and then my RCBS and Lee and Lyman priming systems. I kind of go all over the place. I've got a rescued Lyman from back in the day that caught a good deal on it on eBay, and it was up for auction. Got it for a song, and when I got it had been in somebody's barn for decades, and I soaked it for a few days in mineral spirits, and got all that done, and yeah, I don't know if Stevie, take a look down here. This is one of my other things that I do with the 3D printing. Lube tray, bullet, place to store your primer flip tray. Caliber block sits in the top. Can't move around. For storage, all you got to do is store a stack of these guys. And then this is actually a drawer that goes in here. Got a place for my caliper to sit back here in the back. 3x5 cards go in here so that I can, whatever my load is that I'm working up, put my load card here. Pencils and pens, spare glasses. I got my digital scale, my case gauge, primer pocket tool, chamfer and deburr tool, my own design of powder tray, 10 inches by 10 inches by I think it's about 4 or 5. So I could tell you pretty quick here. Actually, that is right at 7.5 inches. Okay. And I'm old school. Yeah, I've got the digital scale, but I'm transitioning away from digital, from having to have batteries. If something ever happened that didn't have batteries or couldn't get batteries, I really needed to learn how to use one of the old beam scales. Same thing for my caliper. Had a decent caliper. I actually have a couple of them because they do work well. But again, they're battery powered, and I use those mainly for the 3D printed stuff. But and I've got my antique Lyman O-House beam scale I use for measuring. I've got my little Hornady powder trickler. And for this guy, I actually had to make a little stand. Oh, cool. Another old school guy. There you go. Oh man, I'll tell you what, that is to me, spending my entire life in systems, and I was a programmer at data analytics, data collection, data management programmer. So I'm super detail oriented, and just that the whole process. So many guys, they want to get their they want to reload fast and furious and be done, and they want to be able to do 1,000 rounds an hour. And to me, reloading is cathartic. It's relaxing. And now that I've started using the dial caliper, it's like at first I couldn't figure out how to use it. It was like, is that what is that? And I'd go back and forth between the digital. Finally, I got a handle on how it worked, and it's like, oh, that's really not that hard to use and be super accurate. I've found that I can be I can be just about as accurate with that as I could with the digital. Now, if I can just get there with my with my beam scale, I'll be good to go. So what we've got over here, since I'm only doing 10 rounds, I'm not going to mess with this guy. But I do have something out there. I'll probably do a video on it soon. Yeah, exactly. A little creation. There you go. And of course, then when you fire it, there's that there's that sense of satisfaction that yeah, I did that. I did it right. It was fantastic. And of course, people ask if you save money. It's like, nah, not really, but I do shoot a whole lot more. And I find myself some days just going to the range just solely for the to generate brass. So let's get my. I've actually got my scale on a little riser that I did. So I could get it up here. I used to have it back there at the back, but trying to use it back there just really wasn't working for me. So I just needed to raise it up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Got her zeroed. And got a little powder tray here. When I'm doing loads like this, I like to put powder out. So let's dump a bunch out there. I like to put the powder out here, and yeah. Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. I don't have one here. Helps to have fun. There we go. Get my trickler loaded up and get him around there in position. Yep, I'm still good. Okay. And get us a scoop. And I am looking for that right there. Oh, way too much. Too fast. Dumped it too fast. Let's slow that down and just go ahead and trickle. Come on. My little stand doesn't work all that well. There we go. Now we're starting to get us a trickle. Yeah, I've got some videos out there on my 3D printed stuff, um, and actually I'd be real happy to I'd be real happy to share some of my design files with you. Um, hmm, well, I do like. Seems like my scale isn't. I don't know if it's humidity or what, but I have a little bit of issue with my trickler. Trying to get the scale to settle down. There it is. There's my target weight. Got still got a little heavy-handed there. Actually, this is the very first video that I've done. Uh, First reloading video that I've done where I'm using the full I'll call it the old school setup. Really enjoying it though. Oh man, that was that scoop was right on the money. Don't know how I did that. Yeah, everybody wants a lot of these platforms are, I don't know. Trying to, I've had over on TikTok, I've had 3 accounts banned, and one of was I did a wasn't even a reloading video. It was I was cleaning in 1911. Talking about how to safely disassemble your 1911 and that one I barely got the barrel lug off, and all of a sudden my live was shut down and my account was banned, and they wouldn't even let me appeal. So I turned around and created a new account, and decided, well, I'll start the video with it already taken apart. And so I started the video with it already taken apart, and I cleaned it. It took about 15-20 minutes, and I cleaned everything, and kind of talked about different parts of it, and how I was cleaning it and what I was using to clean with, and everything was dandy right up until I made the huge mistake of I put the barrel in. And got the spring in. Oops. I guess I should have my pan up there. And as soon as I put the slide on the frame, shut down my my video and banned my account. So far, though, I've been okay. I've been okay here on YouTube. I think one of the reasons is I'm a very, very small channel, and nobody pays attention to me. Who'd pay attention to this old fart? And plus, I'm not monetized, and I've actually said a lot of times in a lot of my videos that I'm not here to monetize. This is for demonstration only. And thought it was hung up maybe. There we go. So far, I've been lucky in that they haven't thrown me off. I am now getting over onto MeWe and Discord and some of those little bit more 2A friendly environments. And but I'm gonna stay here on the tube until such time as they aggravate me, and then I'll just switch my content over so that it's all 3D printed. My wife does quilting, and so we're thinking about doing getting some videos out there of on quilting and sewing and that kind of design work and stuff like that. So, well, I always never want to get that pan back on there. I really appreciate you hanging out, man. I just really, a lot of times you do a live and nobody comes on. Man, I'm just tagging right on it, not even having to trip it. All right, so we got powder, and so we are going to empty our resource. A little bit of static tonight. Normally, I don't have any issue with powder trying to hang up in my plastic. Oh. I just made a little bit of a mess over here. course, this is all the dirty when that happens, and it happens from time to time. I got a little container of oil that I dump it in to render it inert, so I don't have to worry about anything flashing. All right, so we're clear. Slip that back over there. We're done with our primers. We're done with our powder. And we're done with our scale for now. And our tripler. So we're going to need our caliper. Done with our primers. Done with we've got our bullets out here already. And so next thing we're going to do oh man, I'm there with you, brother. I've done it. I think it's one of those things that if you're a reloader, you're gonna do it. It's just a matter of when. It's kind of like motorcycles. I ride. I haven't ridden in a couple of years, but I ride. And when I first started riding, one of the old timers that I used to ride with said, don't worry about it. Sooner or later, you will lay it down. It's not a matter of if, but when. And I found out he was right. So this is our, you know what? I just realized I have not done my case mouth expansion. So they're jaw jacking. That's nowhere close. That's close. Yeah, we do a quarter turn. And another quarter turn. I'll be darned. There we go. Actually, is not where I want it. Need just a hair more. There we go. I think that got it. Yep, that'll do it. These, that's an old pair of channel locks that belonged to my late dad. He passed he passed away back in '88, and he was a career journeyman electrician. And this was a pair of channel locks that he had that he had shortened the handles on them for close work, because he had some things that he was working on at home, and he had to have some real close quarters. So he cut these off, and I inherited them. I wrapped some. He used to have electrical tape on them. I actually wrapped some skater tape on them, makes them easy to handle. And so basically, Dad is always right here at the reloading bench with me. So we're going to go ahead and advance these guys. Get our case mouths expanded and ready to accept a bullet. Okay, so we are got our expansion done. And now we will do our bullet seating. Get down here where we can get that part locked in. And we'll start seating some bullets. Got that preset from when I was doing some other things, working with those Barry's double-ended wad cutters. Nice thing about these guys, this lead, it's got a cannula on it. You can see exactly where you want to get to. Looking pretty good. And I am supposed to be at 1.59 or thereabouts. And I am actually at 1.564. 564 works for me. Five, 6, 2. As I'm sure you know, Stevie, that we're the whole process of just taking your time and creating something that you've made something 10, of course, like you mentioned, when you get out there and you fire the round and it goes bang and goes where you want it to go, and you get that sensation of and I run these the first batch of these that I did earlier. Took them to the range earlier today, and did some testing with them. And got a Ruger SP101 and a Pieta, was it a Pieta single action Army. It's was it a 1893, I think it is. Old-fashioned, Old West 6-gun. And then I've got a Rossi R92. And that R90, and they're all 357 Magnum, 38 Special. And I'm just kind of getting a load that works well. Like I said, the Rossi fired one of those ones that I had earlier, and at 25 yards, that Rossi just blew the snot out of a milk jug, and full of water. And the shock of this hitting that jug, it literally burst the bottom off the jug. However, I had a batch of Barry's copper-plated double-ended wad cutters, and they would not seat in anything, because you said that revolvers are forgiving. Well, they're forgiving to a point. With double-ended wad cutter, these are round nose flat point, and so they've got that taper. A revolver actually, the chamber actually narrows toward the business end of the cylinder. And a double-ended wad cutter, it's completely flat. Both ends look just like the bottom of one of these guys. And I had them set a little bit too long. They wouldn't chamber. They wouldn't go in the cylinder properly. They were all standing anywhere from 2 to about 5 millimeters proud, and couldn't get them to work. So I brought them home and actually took the cylinder out of the Pieta and used it because they dropped in my case gauge just dandy. Everything's marvelous, but they wouldn't chamber. So I went through and I kept scooting them down until finally I could get them to chamber like I wanted, and do a nice free plunk test to get them to drop in and out. And so those are going to range tomorrow. It's a beautiful thing about being retired. If you need range time, you can get it if it's not raining. So now we're going to let's get some crimp on. I know that I need at least half, probably 3/4 of a turn. And we're going to go a little bit. Oh, what do you got going on there? And it crimped a little bit too aggressive. He still does a good drop test. Still getting a little bit too much. It's raining. I ain't training. Oh, I don't know. I do. I get out there. It's one of those things where what's that saying? Train how you're gonna fight. If we ever get into that one situation, can't be sitting around in a tent or a barracks or something. Think about George Washington crossing the Delaware. Snow and ice. My dad was in World War II. He was involved in the Battle of the Bulge, and involved in the winter of '44, and it's one of those things. All right, well, we got those loaded up. Thank you, appreciate it. Ooh, decades of police work. So I was going to ask earlier what you did for a living. If you're retired or you know. Park ranger. Ooh, park ranger. Oh man. Oh man. My wife and I got a little couples camper, and we haven't used it a whole lot. We've had it for a couple of years. Haven't really used it all that much. And I keep telling her it's get down there into East Texas, go down and visit our friends in and can't remember the town that they're in. But if you and I connect here, find out what area you work in down there. You never know, might come down and visit sometime. I gotta find one of my ammo boxes. I already took the other one upstairs. Another thing that I do, I 3D print my own ammo boxes. And these are kind of funny because they're actually designed conceptually. They're not always perfect, but show you something interesting here. Take this, turn it upside down, center it. Oh yeah, that would be fantastic. Send it to 1791actual@gmail.com. That's me. It's one of my many, but that's that's the one that's the main one associated with this, and plus that way I know that it's a contact coming from the YouTube channel or from one of the social media. 1791actual. You know, being former military, I'm sure you understand. Well, military and police. I'm sure you understand what the actual means, and obviously 1791 is the year that 2A was ratified. All right, we'll put some of these, get some of these things put away. It's gonna go upstairs this way. Okay, cool. I'll check it. I'll check it in a little bit when I get upstairs. I don't have my email on this. I've got a laptop down here that I normally use for videos and such, but I don't have my email on it. But I will definitely check it in a bit and chit chat a little bit. Definitely a pleasure meeting you, man. I just, I've actually had a few folks that I've come in contact with here through these lives just in the last couple of months. Some really cool people, some new subs, and I definitely appreciate you hanging out, man. It's been a lot of fun, and hey, I got my reloads done and ready to go to the range tomorrow and test those guys out. And plus, I need to do some editing, get the stuff off the GoPro, and going to be it's only going to be about 20 minutes or half an hour. So I haven't loaded anything for anybody at this point. That's kind of that's kind of a weird thing. I mean, I don't mind it, but a lot of guys say, the rule of thumb is never reload, never let anybody shoot your reloads, because if something goes wrong, you're responsible. I'm not professional, but when it comes to I would probably let somebody try one or two. But I've got several guys here locally, a couple of them that I actually went to high school with, that are wanting to get into reloading, and so I've been coaching them and helping them get set up. One of my other hobbies is 18th century reenacting, so that's flintlocks. And got a buddy from back in those days, from when I first got started, that helped me keep from making a lot of mistakes and wasting a lot of money. So now I'm returning the favor for him. Going to sell him a couple of my presses and a few things, and give him some education and have some fun there. So that he's also, we're both also archers, and it seems like anything that launches a projectile, shotgun, rifle, pistol. One of the early things that I printed on my 3D printer. You might get a kick out of this. The 3D printed empty inert version of that wonderful round that goes brap. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, and I keep him sitting up here on the shelf. As a reminder of just how large that thing really is. You figure this is where the powder comes from, and then you got this, something that large coming down, and it's HE. In this case, this is actually this one particular one is actually HEI. So it's compared to my little 45 ACP. Ooh, big. God's caliber, buddy. And then my 357 Magnums, and you start getting up into the 444 Marlin and this bad boy. Now, I'm pretty sure, even if you took the collet out, you couldn't. I don't think you could load one of these in here. Of course, I've got a few little odds and ends of memorabilia kind of thing up here too. So, flying bathtub, yeah, buddy. Yeah, I love watching videos. I love watching videos of Warthog. Used to ride with a guy and we were both part of an internet group. It's how we met, and his handle online was Hog Driver, and everybody assumed that it meant he rode a Harley. He rode a Honda. He was a retired hog driver, warthog pilot. He's a great guy. Boy, that piece of brass has seen better days. When I go to the range, I police my brass, but I also pick up anything that anybody else left. And oh yeah, buddy, he was. He was a great guy. He's not with us anymore, but he was he was involved in the first round of issues in the Middle East, and back in the Saddam days, Saddam insane. But yeah, he was a heck of a guy. Also had another buddy that we had some contract business with long time ago. We used to do helicopter tours here in the St. Louis area, and contracted with a guy that he was a traffic reporter, helicopter traffic reporter for one of the stations here in St. Louis. But he was a former Huey pilot in Vietnam, and I got to ride with him. He had a Bell Jet Ranger, and met him for a photo shoot with some limos and helicopters and such, and we were at a park, and he asked if I wanted to ride back over to the Illinois side, and where the little airport was that he was based out of, and he took off, and we got in this thing in this Bell Jet Ranger, and he takes off. He raises up just about maybe 30 or 40 feet, stands that thing at about 45-degree angle, and takes off across this field. I swear we were 30 feet up, and I'm looking straight down at the ground, and it's like holy shit, and zip across its field and raised up. He goes, "That's what I used to do in Nam," and I'm thinking, "Oh my God." Like, what am I flying with? But he was actually he flew he flew some gunship rigs. He flew medical evacs, and my entire life has been filled with military personnel. For my dad and uncles. Had one uncle in the Navy. Had another one was Air Force. Had a Marine. My dad was Army. Cousins, nephew. Pretty much everybody that I've ever known. Yeah, I was thrilled. I had heard some of the stories that this guy told, and from doing business with him, and when the opportunity came to get in that seat next to him, you couldn't have held me back. It was one of those things that you see it in the movies, uh, but when you actually get to ride with one of those guys, man, that was special. I'm really getting into this whole doing live thing, just hanging hanging out, talking. My mom always said I had what was called a gift of gab. I could talk to anybody about anything, and I like to share. I like to share my history. Uh, One of these days, uh, do you are you on um, any of the other platforms, Instagram or TikTok or anything like that? Okay. Well, reason I ask is one of the things I like about lives on TikTok is the ability to. Thank you, thank you. Uh, One of the things I like about TikTok is the ability to actually have a co-host or have guests that you can actually talk and share stories instead of just one-sided one talking and texts. But yeah, I've had an interesting life, an interesting career. Company I worked for, the head of security at one point in time was uh, retired Secret Service. Uh, he'd been in Secret Service. Had did a stint where he actually stood post for JFK, and then he left Secret Service and moved over to the FBI and uh, spent a lot of years with the FBI. He was actually a Midwest regional director for the FBI at one point, and a couple of the guns that I've got kind of are in honor of my time working with him. uh, like I said, it was a pharmaceutical company, and so uh, you know things things go missing, and there's a government agency that sometimes finds things that we manufactured that end up in places where they're not supposed to be. Let's put it that way. Uh, and I, because of what my job, the nature of my job in data mining and in analytics, when one of those events would happen, I got tasked with working with um, one of these, and at first they send me a request for some information, and I'd provide him the information, and he would send it back to DC, and uh, we got to the point where he's like, well, just reach out to this guy and just copy me on it. So I started getting requests direct from them, and the first couple of times I was like, Jay, buddy, am I supposed to do this? And he's like, yeah, just copy me on everything. So I did, and it got to the point where I was going back and forth directly with these folks and just keeping him informed. Uh, interesting career. Yeah, well, you probably ought to. Never tried Man's Wild Side. Never tried. I'm new. What do I do? What do you? Man's Wild Side. What do you? What are you trying to do? Oh, you trying? Are you trying to get on TikTok or something? Joking new guy. Okay, okay. Well, welcome. You missed a lot of good stuff earlier. We did some reloading. Reloaded some 357 Magnum. Doing some test loads. 357 Magnum. Cast lead, round nose, flat point. Sorry, dropped him. Almost dropped him. But oh, there you go. Oh yeah, the FNG, huh? All right, it was good hanging out with you, Stevie. I'll check. I'll look for your. We'll chat some more, and we'll do some more lives together, and maybe in a couple of months we'll get a trip down south. Have a good one, brother. So, Man's Wild Side. Uh, have you checked out much of anything here on the channel, or uh, 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 I was getting ready to do some reloads. I took some test rounds to the range today, and decided I wanted to boost them up a little bit. So I got them cleaned up and loaded up a few more for tomorrow, and had Stevie and a couple other folks popped in, chit chatting, and we're just hanging out. Well, I hope you find some good stuff. The channel I've got a whole lot of different interests. I do shooting. I do gun cleaning videos. I do reloads. I've got some videos out there on 12 gauge, 20 gauge, and 410 full brass shot shells loaded with black powder, and I do some range videos. You can see what I got going on back here. There's my RCBS press, and the channel is 1791 actual. I'm Jay, and it's 1791 actual. If if you're military, you know what the actual. And if you're into guns at all, you know what probably know what 1791 is. 1791 was the year that the Second Amendment was ratified, and so I lucked out when I was picking a channel name and a handle on several different platforms. 1791 actual. But I also do. I'm also into archery, and I got a couple of videos out there, not much, but a couple of videos of tinkering around with some archery, and I do 3D printing, all kinds of 3D printed stuff. You know, my I've got a loading center, a reloading center. Um, let me slide this out. 10 by 10 footprint, small footprint for basically everything you need for a reloading session. Get your place back here to store the caliper, some index cards for writing down your load that you're working on. I do my own ammo boxes, designed so that I can actually put my load card in the top. Place for some pens and pencils, powder pan, and got the chamfer and deburr tool, and primer pocket tool, case gauge, digital scale. I'm kind of moving away from the digital scale, getting into using old school. Made a riser for this old Lyman O-House beam scale. I had been using a digital caliper and switched out to the old school dial caliper, and migrating away. The last few times I've done loads, migrated away from the digital scale, get away from batteries. Yeah, it's one of those things. If we end up in an ugly situation where batteries are not available, you know, might come a time when you need to be able to do this kind of thing without. Might need those skills to be able to reload without a lot of the technology that we're spoiled with right now. Done a lot of study and getting ready to do some experimenting with making black powder. Found a lot of there's a lot of recipes out there, and a couple of really good channels that. Well, you know, I'd be more than happy to coach you. And so I've got some videos out there talking about where I walk you through step by step everything that you do in reloading. I do. It gets a little bit redundant sometimes. I mean, I've probably got, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 9mm videos out there, and a bunch of 357 Magnum. My 410 shot shells uses 444 Magnum brass, rifle brass, and as a brass 410 shot shell. I was just out shooting some of those today, doing some test loads, both 357 Magnum and the 444 410, and it's called a Renegade load. It's one of those things that's not published anywhere, and nobody will admit that you can do it, but you can, and I show it. At least for now, until YouTube catches up. I'm not big enough for YouTube to catch up with me and cause a problem. But yeah, I'd be glad to coach you on getting you into reloading if you want to. So, are you a shooter right now? Sorry, I had to step away for a second there. Had a little bit of powder mess that I cleaned up that wanted to put some chemical onto 12 gauge model 1157 Remington. Oh, nice. When I started reloading, I actually started out reloading 12 gauge. I've got a Mech Junior 600 reloading press up there for 12 gauge, and then I started getting into the full brass 12 gauge, and one of my very first videos, or a couple of my very first videos on the channel, are how to convert the 12 gauge, the brass hulls from Magtech, how to convert them so that they'll use a 209 primer, and I load them with either bird shot or BB shot or copper plated BBs or round ball, and on top of black powder. Purchased by your grandfather in Japan. Oh, cool. That really sounds cool. That's a family heirloom, man. It's definitely one that it's got a lot of history to it. So, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from? And I'm in what I refer to as Illinois. Cool, lots of rabbits. South Carolina. Well, welcome. Hey, the fellow that just had left, Stevie. He's a new subscriber. Spent the hour or so chit chatting, and he's from Southeast Texas. So, you got Southeast Texas. I chatted with somebody the other day that's actually from Georgia, and then now you're South Carolina, and like I said, I'm in Illinois because I'm sick to death of our governor and thoroughly annoyed with his with the political situation in this state. But yeah, upside is I'm like 18 miles from St. Louis, Missouri, so I'm not in that part of Illinois that. Usually, when you say you're from Illinois, people automatically think Chicago. It's like, Illinois is a whole lot bigger than Chicago, than just Chicago. Well, I hope you check out some of the other videos that we got going on the channel, and hope you find something that's informative, something you like, something you're interested in. Yeah, we got turkey farms. We got actually one of my first jobs back in high school was working at a local turkey farm. That was crazy. Never realized just exactly how stinky turkeys really are, or how mean they get. They're meaner than chickens. Now we get rabbit hunting. We get do a lot of bird, dove, and quail. I haven't for a few years because the field where I used to go isn't available anymore. But I used to go dove hunting with a buddy of mine, and we just set out on this little outcropping, little mound out in the middle of this field, and you'd hear them coming across the top of the tree line, and as soon as they breach that tree line, we'd drop half a dozen of them in nothing flat, and I'm hoping to get go turkey hunting, bow hunting this year. Uh, if things work out right, a buddy of mine's gonna. I've never been turkey hunting, and he's an avid turkey bow hunter, so uh, hoping to get along with him. My wife and I have actually thought several times about looking at property in South Carolina, and you know, some good deals. There's some good deals out there. Yeah, definitely different. I do. I do uh, shotguns, rifles, handgun, bow, pretty much anything that launches a projectile. Plus, of course, the 3D printed stuff. And wife does quilting, um, and we actually do. One of our hobbies is 18th century reenacting. Uh, you know, again, guns are involved, flintlocks, and learn to go squirrel hunting with a with black powder with a flintlock. Um, oh, on a lake near the foothill. Oh, okay. Now you're just being mean. Oh man, that sounds like a wonderful place. Oh yeah. Ooh, sorry. Mm, not the company. Uh, I haven't been fishing. When I was a teenager, I did a lot of fishing. I haven't been fishing on a regular basis since I was probably 30 years old. That's been 30 years ago. Uh, and but I got a couple of lakes up close to here that I bought. Just bought some fishing gear for this year and got my fishing license, and hoping to do a little crappie fishing, a little bluegill and bass. And we live fairly close to Carlisle Lake, which is a pretty decent sized lake system here in Illinois, um, and they got a lot of good catfish come out of there. So, and growing up, I used to fish with my when I was little. I used to fish with my grandpa and my dad down in southern Missouri, and they were down on the Black River, and we fished with cane poles. You know, none of this fancy casting and all that stuff. You sit down there with a cane pole, and I'd have my jug of Kool Aid. Grandpa'd have his jug of whatever that was that he made in the still. The man's wild side. Have you got a YouTube channel? Uh, if you do, I need to get over there and sub to you. Yeah, it's easy. Uh, it's I mean, you've already got an account, so all you got to do is set up the channel, and it's part of your account, and um, hold on 1 second. Okay, um, but you can set them up easy enough, uh, and also there's TikTok and all those there's so many different platforms, and a lot of them don't like Second Amendment stuff. They don't even like you to talk about it. It's kind of ridiculous, but yeah, it is what it is. Need to get a towel and clean this up. Let's see. Oh, there's some. Had a little mess with had a little bit of powder that got spilled. I got it put some oil in it to neutralize it, render it inert. It's kind of a mess. Use one of these. There we go. Got all my little green trays for my RCBS rock chucker press. New to social media, okay. Yeah, it's social media can be it can be a mess. It can be ugly. It can be I mean I'm retired, so but I get probably 40 or 50 followers a day over on TikTok and Instagram, and most of them are scam and spam accounts, and uh, online hookers and everything under this sun. You get some crazy stuff, and I spend 15, 20 minutes a day just you sitting while I'm watching TV or something. I'll sit and delete, block, and report accounts that decide to follow me, and it's like I'll open it up and look at it, and it's like, okay, well, this is another one of those another OnlyFans advertising account, or another dating site, and it's like, okay, goodbye. Well, brother, I'm going to have to get off of here. I got a couple of things I need to get done upstairs, and because I'm down here in the dungeon, show you my dungeon. Yeah, you've seen some of it over here, but flip that camera around. Well, if it'll fit, like 5'4". Those pipes over there again, we're talking 5 feet. So I duck a lot, except for when I'm over here in this corner where I can actually get up and walk around over here. But I've also gotten into spoon rings, old school, the bracelets and rings, where you take spoons and forks, old silverware, and make jewelry out of them. Plus, I'm starting to make some wind chimes out of them, and then we've got our. Right now, it's kind of occupied with some different things for brass that needs cleaned, but that's my build bench. Can't talk about what I might be building over there. And then my reloading bench, my main space. It's an old solid oak kitchen table. I've got my laptop and my screen, and flip that back around. And of course, there's the over here in the corner. There's I got a camera. The camera sitting over there for. But usually when I'm doing YouTube videos or something, I do it on the computer. For some reason tonight, I just decided to do the phone thing. Oh man, I bet you have seen some things. Yeah, we just had some plumbing work done. Had a tankless. We've been here for about 20 years, and the water heater finally went out. It was put in like a year before we moved in, and it had a tankless water heater put in, and water treatment system. We've never had good water pressure, and come to find out that you know, part of the issue, we have hard water, and the guy recommended this. It's not like the old salt treatment system. I forget what they call it, but it's basically a deionizer, and we've had it for I guess 4 months now. Uh, yeah, either 3 or 4 months, and it has actually broken down enough of the sediment in our pipes uh, that we've got water pressure. We've got twice the water pressure that we've ever had. Uh, I mean, it's just it's like a house in a city, and we're out in the country. House was built. It was a four-room farmhouse built in 1930, and it's been added on to. Like I said, house is almost 100 years old, uh, and but you know when we had that water heater put in, and the treatment system, they said it would probably get better, and man, the difference. Well, you being a plumber, you know what I'm talking about, the benefits of having that water treatment, and not having to deal with the salt and all that, from the old Culligan systems and that kind of thing. This is completely self-contained. It cycles like every I think it's like every 14 days. It runs a cycle on itself, and refreshes itself. And I mean, kind of expensive, but I don't have to lug 50-pound bags of salt down here, or and flush the thing and all that kind of thing. All right, well, I got to get off of here. I got, like I said, I got some things to do, and I definitely appreciate you coming in. I hope you like and sub, and share with your friends. And if you sub, make sure and hit that little notification bell, and you'll get a notification pop up anytime I put up new content or go live. And because I'm going to be posting some video probably in the next day or so. Posting some videos that I recorded today up at the range, and I'll get you in on that. So, again, thank you so much for hanging out, and God bless, and see you on the other side.